Hello everyone, this is One Breath, One Word, back again with another gameplay video. Kind of, but sort of not. So, I want to go over a couple things that have happened in the preceding days leading up to this particular recording. One being that I haven't posted a video in I think about 3 or 4 days now. One of the reasons for that is unfortunately within my family someone came up positive, and so I've been trying to help them quarantine as well as deal with everything as they are on the road to recovery, and I'm happy to say that they are doing a lot better the past few days. Now, second, the reason I say that this is kind of, sort of not a gameplay video is because just yesterday, I actually recorded a gameplay video for day 5. Now, the problem is once I finished that recording, because I record via my iPad through a screen recording, and then I also use my phone to record the audio, which then I put over the visuals in the editing process. The problem was that once I finished the recording, I ended up going to sleep, and I was going to edit it the next day. Well, the next day comes, and then I go in to try to import the video into my app that I use to edit the videos, and I find out that the full video was not recorded. So it seems like on my iPad that I had exceeded the amount of memory on my iPad, and it seems that when you record videos through a screen recording on Apple products, it records the video from the end all the way back to the beginning. I know, really weird, but for some reason the recording I was left with was the last 27 minutes of the full 2-hour recording that I did do. So unfortunately, with only the 27 minutes, and then I had an audio recording on my phone that was about 1 hour and 55 minutes, close to 2 hours, there was no way in which I could sync up those two so that I could post what I did have. So what I want to try to do is go a little bit over what I did in the last video that was unable to record, and also what we did in the game. And yeah, so that's kind of what we're going to do for this video. I'm just gonna kind of recap, and then we might go in and we might farm some mana while I'm trying to explain everything. So let's go to mail. Let's claim our mail. Okay, and let's just clean out all of these exclamation marks. So we did go into our witch courtyard yesterday, and we're making sure that we're staying on top of the mirror of the other world and getting more of these, or putting the particular dolls in this section so that we can be able to farm these while we're playing, or while we're away from the game in general. Okay, and so yeah, so we did this, and then also for the past few days I have been using the fluorescence villa to level up our witch, because we're not really using her right now within our party. So I still want to level her up, because I know that I've heard she definitely is good in the game. She's a really good character, and also her abilities change as we're opening up different chapters and gaining some kind of aura or magic by defeating bosses in the chapter. So she's definitely good. We just really aren't using her now, so I still want to be able to level her up in the background while we are focusing on other characters. Okay, let's go to our magic tree. It looks like we can upgrade some things, so let's upgrade this. These things we have not done in quite a while. And let's see, can we upgrade? Okay, so we have to wait for more blue light to upgrade the alchemy lab. Okay, and this was the fluorescence filler. Okay, we probably should have done the alchemy lab first instead of the fluorescence filler, but we can go back and do that later. Let's see, what else can we do before we get into a summary of what we did last time? Let's get these, our packs. Let's just clear these exclamation points out of here. Commission, let's claim that. Claim that. And then also we just did a commission. Okay, so we'll claim that. Okay. So in our video that we were unfortunately unable to record or be able to post, first we came in and we ascended our dolls. So we were able to get Ushpia and a Fallen all the way up to level 70 with how much mana we had farmed. We had probably farmed about 16.9 million mana, and we still have 8.6 mana left from being able to get them. I think they were, if I'm not mistaken, they were somewhere around 40, or maybe, no, they were probably around like 30-ish the last time we played. So we ascended them, or actually we leveled them. We didn't have to ascend them. And then we focused on Ella, who we got during our summons. We did the discount summons for the current banners, and then I decided to go into the Awakening summon banner I think 3 more times, and we were able to get Ella early. So we went in and we unlocked her skills. So we farmed these prior to our last video, or the video that wasn't didn't record and I can't post. We did farm those, and we were able to do that during that time. And then we also ascended her to ascension level 2 and get her to level 22. So that's what we did with our dolls for the most part in the last video. And let's go to adventure. And then, okay, so we were prior to the last recording, we were on, I believe, 2.5-4. We had just completed that, so we did 2 of these last stages, 2.5-5 and 2.5-6. Now, during that time in the story, we, at the very last one, this Hall of Snegorocha, and please help me with the pronunciation if I'm killing that pronunciation. We found another mirror, much like we did in chapter 1, which led us to Irminsul. We found a mirror here that sent us to chapter 3, the Snegorocha. And then we went into chapter 3, and we went through 3-1 all the way to 3-5, and in that time we found out that of course, much like Irminsul, there is chaos ensuing here in this particular region. And we find out that it is, how was it? So we went in on 3-1 and we're going around, and of course it's snow. There's some kind of mountain that we're supposed to be getting to the top of. And during that time, we pass out from the cold, and we wake up in a cabin, and the person in the cabin gives us a kind of jacket or something to be able to withstand the cold outside. And then we found out that there is some fallen god that lives on the mountaintop, and this fallen god is considered the reason for there being this huge blizzard in and around this mountain. The blizzard started on the top of the mountain and has slowly increased its radius around the mountain. It has done this to the point that the ecosystem, the different the animals, as well as the people that were living at the bottom of the mountain, have been feuding with each other. The animals have come further into the humans' territory and, in a sense, taken over the hunting grounds that those people were getting their food, and now they're basically vying for the same food source. And this is creating basically chaos between, I think there's two kinds of factions of humans that are going on. There's one with some, like, I think it's silver longbow or something like that, and some elders, and then also the animals on the other side. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get to the top of the mountain so that we can confront this fallen god and try to help those below the mountaintop in resolving the chaos and getting back to a state where they are kind of living in harmony. So that's basically what happened in the story thus far. Now, one of my critiques of the transition from chapter 2 intermission to chapter 3 is that it kind of felt really flimsy. There was some mention of a mountain, of course, and then we get to the mirror and it takes us there. But I don't remember in our last recording the game day or the gameplay of day I think it was 4. I don't remember any mention of a mountain during that point, so it seems like the mountain was mentioned, or at least to me was mentioned, quite late in this intermission at 2.5-5 and 2.5-6. It could have been mentioned earlier, but I don't remember exactly. And so it made the transition from this intermission to chapter 3 very flimsy, and it didn't really have good solid ground as far as the story was concerned. So that was my basic critique of that story. I mean, chapter 3's been pretty good. I really do like the environment of the mountain and everything, and we're kind of doing the same thing that we were doing in chapter 2. We're meeting people, we're doing side quests, and we're also trying to go further and further up to the mountain until we reach the top and confront the fallen god or whoever is creating this blizzard that is creating chaos in this particular region. On top of that, we did open the dimensional trials for Chronospace Breach. I do not want to go into this just yet. I want to wait a little bit more because I want to maybe focus one video on these dimensional trials, or on each dimensional trial. Like, so one video for Chronospace Breach, one video for Evil Return, and then kind of react to it in that way. All I can see from this is that we would be picking a faction between Kaifon and Gorveg. And I guess there's something going on whenever you pick a faction. I'm guessing you're competing with people that have chosen the other faction. But other than that, I don't have the slightest clue on what this particular part of the game is. And yeah, so that was the majority of what we did. We also went into this Beast Strike and we looked at it. We kind of reviewed what this was. I do love the use of these, because as I've learned in learning about the company over this game, is that they are a Chinese owned company. The company is headquartered supposedly in Beijing, and I mentioned in one of my earlier videos that I actually speak Chinese. I'm probably intermediate, high level of fluency, and I really love the aesthetic that they've created in this main page, or the main menu, with the Chinese New Year's decorations. Again, like I said, I can speak Chinese, and I also lived in China for several years. So I'm very used to these kinds of decorations, and I really love that they incorporated that, because if you don't know, Chinese New Year is January the 2nd of this year. And for those who don't know too much about Chinese New Year, it is based on the lunar calendar. So it changes. The date of Chinese New Year changes year to year. It tends to be, the end of January into February is where it kind of really falls. Just depends on the year. But this year, 2022, is it 2022? Yep, it's 2022. Oh my God, I'm getting my years mixed up. So it's, in 2022, it's going to be January the 2nd. Okay, so that's only a day or two away now. I believe by the time this is put up and live, it's going to be one day. So we went into this and we saw this Beast Strike, this event that's going on, and we looked at, like I said, I love that the door with the Chinese style dragon, lion type of mask on there. So of course this looks like it's some kind of community event. You're basically going in, you are facing one of these enemies, and the community work together to get the HP down to 0, and then once you defeat it, then you get some kind of combat, or you get some kind of reward from that. And I guess because there's some kind of ranking, that also you might get some kind of reward if you're ranking pretty high in these. As you can see, I have 0 points and no ranking, so I have not done any of this whatsoever. And I haven't because I don't believe my dolls can withstand these kinds of fights at this point in time. But I do love the artwork of these different enemies, especially this one at the top. It looks like it has some kind of, I thought that was going to be, it looked like a koi fish, but it's a horn on its head, because all of them have horns. But yeah, so I do love this, and the Spring Festival Beast Nian, this event. It's really nice. We also looked at the red envelope, which doesn't come live until February the 1st. And I believe we're only about 4 hours away from this going live. But for those who don't know, the red envelope in Chinese is called hongbao. And basically, it is a tradition in China where friends, family, they get these red envelopes that have usually some kind of Chinese character like Fu, which is, or is it Fu or Four? Four. I think it's Four, for luck. And it has different kinds of Chinese characters. And anyway, in the envelope, they put things like money. I know working at a Chinese company for several years that whenever Chinese New Year would come around, they would give us these hongbao, these red envelopes with some money. It wasn't free money, unfortunately. It was just kind of an advance on your next salary. So they would give you a couple hundred in advance through the envelope. But yeah, it's nice that there's going to be something like this in the game. I'm guessing you're going to be able to gift your friends different things. I'm really curious how that is going to, how exactly they're going to do the hongbao or the red envelopes. I also commented on Manier's lovely skin right here, her costume here. I absolutely love it. I do want it so bad. The problem is I don't have Manier on this account, and also you have to pay for this particular skin, and I believe if I calculated correctly, I would have to spend like $12 to be able to get enough of the diamonds to buy the skin. Considering I don't have her yet, my biggest thing is I'm wondering if this is just going to be like a one-time deal for this costume, or if it's going to be available for purchase later on. I really hope it's available for purchase later on, but if it's not, I'm really going to have to figure out if you have any idea on how Revived Witch handles skins, especially new skins that come out, if they're still available after they come out. You know, with this being Chunjie or Spring Festival, the question is, like, will it only come out every Spring Festival? I mean, I know some games do that. They will only have things available like at the same time that it was available in the previous year. So I'm really hoping it's not, but I absolutely love the skin. I love it's called, what's that? The Chinese name for that? The dress, it's basically, it's from Shanghai. It's a kind of, I want to say, oh man, I cannot think of the word for this type of dress. But it is particularly a fashion from Shanghai, and something that you really see in like early cinema in China, like the 30s up to the 60s. This kind of dress. I did look at the Spring Festival deals. This one was the most interesting, the Spring Festival doll pack. Being able to pick your own UR from this list is absolutely insane. Considering, I mean, it's $30. That is kind of steep to be able to get a UR. But considering you're only guaranteed a UR that you're going for, if it is a featured UR on the banner, you have to go 180 summons to be able to get that character. So I don't know what that 180 translates to in dollars, but I would imagine it has to be more expensive than $30 that you would pay for this. And I looked at these characters. Of course, we have a fallen and we're going to get Flora for free. We've seen Caledonia and Akasha during our summons when we did our free summons. Ella, we have her. Now, I looked at these other characters, and the ones that I am most interested in are Gorveg. I love her art. And the fact that she can transform, just like Ella, into some kind of demon, it looks like a winged demon, is absolutely amazing. I love her. I just love it looks like she has some kind of, she has wings on her, like right near her wrists. I guess that's just a part of her costume. It's really hard to say if that's a part. It definitely looks like a part of the costume. But I really love her aesthetic. I love the chains. I love the grin. She just looks like top tier waifu material. I don't know if she's a good character in general, but at least aesthetically, she is gorgeous. And next would be Amanami. She is probably number one out of all of these characters that you can get from this pack that I just fell in love with when I saw her. Again, I saw her whenever I did the recording yesterday, which did not end up saving, and that's why I'm kind of doing this, to go over what we did talk about in that video. That way I can put this one up, and I can go directly into another gameplay video in the future. But yes, she is absolutely gorgeous. I love the colors. I love the Chinese style long. This is kind of like that. I know it's was it Qin Dynasty? All I can think of is Qin Dynasty. Qin Dai is this kind of, because a lot of the TV shows in China, they have these kinds of dramas that are kind of riffs off of like Korean dramas, but they're Chinese dramas, and they are focused on like the Qin, like different dynasties in China. I know one tends to be the Qin Dynasty, which is kind of one of the I don't know if it's one of the longer ones, but it was the last dynasty prior to 1912. And so, I love that aesthetic. I love the long flowing sleeves and just the color. She's just absolutely gorgeous. Again, I imagine she must be a good character. I think I have seen her on a tier list, but yeah, so I would probably, if I was to buy this just on aesthetic alone, I would go for either Gorveg, Amanami, or Minir. I love Minir's costume. I just love her character design. She's gorgeous, and the new skin and new outfit that she has just takes her to a different level. So yeah, I really have to consider whether or not I want to purchase something like this. I do like that you get a full or a multi as well, so you're not only getting a doll, but you're also getting a multi within that $30. So I'll just have to look at the how much the 180 summons to get a guaranteed UR, like what is that in US dollars, and figure out if that's below or above $30, and then figure out if that's something I would like to get. But I do love the theme here, the dragons, the lanterns, and things all over the main menu. But yeah, so that was basically everything we did last in the video that I was unable to record and be able to edit and put up. So yeah, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to get that done. In the future, I'm going to make sure that once I edit the videos and once I upload them and I know that they are to the quality that I want, then I'm going to have to either transfer the originals to a different device, a computer or whatnot, so that I can save them for the future, or I'm just going to have to delete them as I go. That way I can have enough memory on my iPad to be able to handle these such long videos, because especially all these gameplay videos, when we're doing the main story, they tend to run pretty long because we're doing the main story, but we're also like trying to ascend and level up our dolls so that we can keep doing the story as the difficulty increases. But yeah, so I hope you liked this video, even though it is more or less a summary of what I did do in the video that I am not going to be able to upload. But I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.